So the session is being recorded, and I will, as usual, post the recording sometime after receiving notification from Zoom. Now, I hope you all had a chance to watch the videos that I had posted. And I wanted to emphasize a couple of things regarding assignments. Let me share the next assignment, that is assignment 3, and say a few words, and then I will open it up for questions and comments, and then we will go to the class exercise. So let me share the assignment handout. All right, I hope you can all see the assignment handout. The problem for assignment 3 is fairly straightforward to understand, but a few things regarding assignments in general, and one specific thing regarding this assignment. The formulas for converting from Fahrenheit scale to Celsius scale and Kelvin scale, I haven't given those to you. You will have to Google them. The reason I didn't want to write those things here is it is so easy for you to find out those formulas if you don't know them already. And the other thing is, it is important for anybody, especially people in this field, the computer field, IT field, to be able to learn new things all the time. For example, I teach things that I have never learned in my undergraduate or graduate school. In fact, 90% of the things I teach are things that I learned after graduate school. So it is important to keep learning all the time. So this is just a little bit of a motivation for you to find out those formulas. Those formulas are universal. You don't have to cite the source of those formulas. Nobody owns a copyright to those formulas. They are almost facts of life these days. I'm sure somebody discovered the formula, but that doesn't mean that it is copyrighted anymore. Then the other thing I wanted to emphasize is I'm going to insist on a few things starting with assignment 3. The first thing is, if I ask for test data, it has to be in the format given in the handout. For example, here I ask you to put the Fahrenheit values and write the Celsius values and Kelvin values you expect. It is not acceptable to copy the output from your execution and paste those here, or even copy them and modify those here. They have to be in the form of a table. If you don't, I will not be able to give you points for those. It is not a huge task to create such a table before starting running the program. Similarly, for the pseudocode, do not copy your Python program and modify those. It is very easy for me to see whether you did that or you wrote things from scratch. So you will get typically more points if you wrote the pseudocode without using your Python program. Finally, regarding the program layout, it is important for every programmer to write programs in such a way that it is understandable to others. So you must format your program properly. You should use meaningful identifiers. So there are all these requirements here. For example, before and after every operator, you should put a space. Then follow the requirements regarding the use of space for left parentheses and right parentheses in here. Then again, for things regarding a comma, you should follow these requirements. So it is not very difficult to follow these. In fact, if you look at this, your name should appear at the top, that is 1 point. Then there should be a proper program description, that is 2 points. These are easy things to get. Again, creating test data doesn't require any significant amount of work. It may require 5 minutes to create test data. So that is another easy 3 points. And if you follow these formatting requirements, you can get another 2 points. So 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is 3, 6, 8 points out of 20 you can get without much effort. They may require about 15 or 20 minutes of work. So I will be looking for these kinds of things in your programs. Not every program might ask you to create test data or pseudocode, but many will. So follow these directions for every program. Okay, so that I would like you to get started on the right note. I don't want you to be following the wrong things in your first programming course itself. I would like you to be following standards or develop the ability to follow programming directions, the way programs have to be constructed. Of course, when you go to another instructor, that instructor might have a different set of requirements. In fact, if you go to the industry, every company that you work for may have their own standards as to how documentation is to be done, how programs have to be laid out, etc. So that can change from work environment to work environment. But it is important to be able to adjust to those requirements. So you start with that practice in this course. Okay, so that is one thing I wanted to say. Any questions about anything that we have done so far that I can answer now? Anybody? Any questions? All right, if that is the case, I'm going to—
I have a question.
Stop sharing and in fact, I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to call attendance, and then once that is done, we can break up into breakout rooms like we did the last couple of weeks, and then we will do class exercise 3. And once we finish that, or at least by 11 o'clock, we will start the lab. Okay. Any questions before I stop recording? Anybody? Okay, let me stop recording here.